Hi everyone. That sounds like a good idea, right? To have MuseScore able to sing your lyrics. And at the moment, right, the current MuseScore thing is just ahs or oohs. Or mms. Sorry, I forgot about the mms. Can't forget about them. And that's not ideal, right? If we're wanting to hear the what we're composing or what we're arranging or whatever it is, for vocals, for choirs, it's really useful if we can hear the lyrics. And so this is where we get to a new product that has recently been released. It's not actually released properly yet. It's still in the testing phases, but I've been lucky enough to be given a copy of it to test out and to review here on the channel so that you can all see what is coming. And this is Cantai. So it is an AI vocal renderer, essentially. Some of you may remember that a little while ago I reviewed a studio which Muse has partnered with. So it's in the Muse Hub, right? There's a studio in the Muse Hub, and we said that the pricing was a bit pricey. And one of the other things is that it can only work with audio that you have exported, or with MIDI, sorry, with music XML that you've exported out of MuseScore and then into a studio. So it doesn't work with you in MuseScore. You have to export it out of MuseScore. And that's one of the great things about Cantai so far, is that it promises to work within MuseScore. So let's go and have a look at how we get it. So I've got it installed on my system, and so I'll go into the mixer, and instead of a soprano, I want a VST3, Turing Opera Workshop, and Cantai. Quite important is to make sure that this file is saved first. So let's open up Cantai. We want a soprano, but we also have these other options, and most of these for now are choral. These are meant to be operatic and choral singing synthesizer. That's what it is. So a studio is meant for pop and those things and can do some classical. This one is coming from the other side, starting with classical and operatic, which is quite exciting, I think. So let's start with the normal SATB and work from there. All right, we need to drop the MuseScore file. So I'll take this Thomas Tallis that I've got open and drop it in. And it thinks for a little while. As far as I know, it also exports a music XML from MuseScore that it can use. Right, the current file is If You Love Me, good. Create a MIDI and music XML, great. So it can use those to create the audio that we need. We're going to choose the soprano track, and it renders. And it does take some time, so we'll let it render and I'll come back just now. Okay, it's finished rendering. That took about a minute or so. This is a fairly short piece, and it says that it's saved it onto your, and it's created a WAV file on my system. So as far as I know, it sends the music XML online and then downloads that. It doesn't happen locally as far as I know, but I might still be corrected on that. Which means now if I play the soprano part, if you love me, and it's playing in the soprano, I can do all of my reverb and sends and effects and everything that I would do in MuseScore, but I can do it with these voices, which is really fantastic. It was really cool. Let's add the others, and then we will see what we get. Something that is quite cool is that when it opens up, it automatically recognizes that we're currently still using that same score. I don't have to go and change the score for each different voice part, which is good. This is a tenor, lyric tenor? Sure, let's go for a lyric tenor. Alright, so I've rendered all of my audio parts, and now we should just be able to close the mixer and play from the beginning. If you love me. Alrighty, and it's there. That's fantastic. Let's just bring all of these back to zero. This was obviously the mix we used for previous things. If you love me, keep my commandments. Alrighty, so that's already very, very cool. Some things to note are we could add, if I just open this Cantai again, we could add reverb here, but as far as I know, if we do that, then it has to re-render. Let's just play the solo a soprano. Okay. No, we can change our reverb as needed, although why would you if you have reverb here, right? So let's rather just add, well, let's add full reverb, as I like to do. Add full reverb there. And then just reduce it down here for everyone. That's already a much nicer reverb. So we can use the Muse reverb. We don't have to use the Cantai one, which is really cool. Quite nice, I suppose, that Cantai offers one, but it's so nice that it can come in our mixer down here. Now, of course, the big reason why we would want this in MuseScore is because if I want to hear it and then make changes, I can just do it in MuseScore and carry on, right? I can keep going with my workflow. I can change other things and not have to worry about that. And so let's give it a try. So if I change this word to, let's say, but. Okay, so apparently what we've heard from the creator of this is that at some point we should just be able to even, oh, we didn't save. Maybe we need to save. Let's try that. Does that make a difference? It's certainly doing something. It's not responding. Let's give it a second. Okay, let's see. Okay, it's not. But I believe if we open that up and if we just tell it to render again, we only changed the soprano, so we only need to render the soprano. Okay, so that finished rendering. Let's see. But he shall get. And there it is. Okay, so just having doing that quick re-render allows us to keep working. So we must remember that it actually creates complete audio files. It's not rendering it as we go. It has to render the whole file in one go. Perhaps not the best workflow, but it's certainly a good place to start and can be really effective. That he may with you forever, that he may abide with you forever, ever thus abroad truth is Okay, so a couple of things that we may need to change is, as we would expect, right? We came across this in AStudio. These word parsers don't know how to deal with spirit on one note, and so we can just tell them sprit. Sprit should do it. Now, obviously, the downside of this is that your vocalists will see this as well, and that's where it might be nicer in AStudio to have that audio side of it separate from the visual side. But there is something to be said for having the correct ones, or for what we need to have in the audio. Let's take out the apostrophe of bide. I don't know why forever is becoming eta, but obviously that's just a bug. But let's re-render the tenor and see if that improves. Wait, save first. Okay, so I presume that whenever we save, it also does a re-export of the MIDI and the music XML so that Cantai can access it, right? And eventually it just renders itself. Okay. Wow, it rendered itself. Shall we see if it did it? He may abide with you forever, that he may abide with you forever, ever the spirit of truth. There we go. It changed it. It's maybe starting to see what we want, that it will just re-render it automatically. So that is really, really cool. And certainly a very useful feature. You know, I can just go and follow my normal procedure of exporting the audio into its different parts, perhaps, with different volume levels. You know, I can use my mixer to make different volume levels and make tracks for the different voice parts. So I can imagine this is going to be a big game changer for choirs and for vocal composers and arrangers. And I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next. I know in the future we're expecting to see. Last I tried it, I'll check it again now, but last I tried it, you cannot do ritardando or accelerando. It kind of breaks the system and it won't follow those. So I'm looking forward to seeing that in the system. It does do tempo changes, so if you explicitly write tempo changes, it's fine with that. It just can't do gradual changes. Dynamics, I have not tried here, but I'm keen to see if that will work as well. Presumably these are just on normal dynamics, but can we do, you know, crescendo, decrescendo? How much space for expression do we have in these voices? And then, of course, the voices themselves. What kind of different options are we going to have? Can we change it to a choir sound? Let's give it a try. We'll come back now. Okay, so now each of these are put onto a choral singer. And let's see what kind of a sound we get now. I'm certainly not hearing a choir sound. If you are interested in Cantai, at the moment it's in the beta version, but you can pre-order. You can also do some free renders. I believe they do 30-second renders, which is quite cool. You can just see how it's going. And they've got examples, and they've got some pricing, which is cool to see as well. I must just point out at this point that I have not been paid by Cantai to do this. They did send me a free version of the testing version, but I'm not getting paid to do this. I will leave a link to the website though in the description if you're interested. Certainly the ability to do all of this inside MuseScore is quite a revolutionary thing, and I'm really looking forward to seeing where we go from here. So hopefully I'll be sending you some updates about this. If you're interested, feel free to subscribe to the channel, and in the meantime I'll keep my other MuseScore tutorials going. Bye for now.